7 Steps to Financial Freedom. A Money Mastery Audiobook. Welcome to Money Mastery Audiobooks, your destination for practical lessons on wealth creation, financial freedom, investing, entrepreneurship, and personal growth. Today's audiobook is called 7 Steps to Financial Freedom. If you've ever wondered how some people seem to build wealth consistently while others spend years living paycheck to paycheck, you're about to discover that the difference is rarely luck. More often, it's the result of following proven financial principles over a long period of time. Before we begin, if you enjoy content that helps you become smarter with money, build wealth, and create a better financial future, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the Money Mastery Audiobooks channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new audiobook. Your support helps us continue creating valuable content that can make a real difference in people's lives. Financial freedom isn't about becoming an overnight millionaire. It isn't about winning the lottery or finding a secret investment that promises instant riches. Real financial freedom is built through consistent habits, wise financial decisions, disciplined investing, and a commitment to continual learning. No matter where you are today, whether you're paying off debt, saving your first emergency fund, starting a business, investing for retirement, or simply looking to improve your relationship with money, these 7 steps can help you move in the right direction. Throughout this audiobook, we'll explore practical strategies that have helped countless people take control of their finances, eliminate debt, increase their income, invest wisely, protect their wealth, and ultimately achieve lasting financial independence. Each chapter builds on the one before it, creating a simple roadmap that you can begin applying immediately. You don't need to be wealthy to start. You simply need the willingness to learn, the discipline to take action, and the patience to stay consistent over time. So find a comfortable place, remove distractions if you can, and prepare to learn the 7 steps to financial freedom, a roadmap that can help you build a stronger financial future, one smart decision at a time. Let's begin. Introduction. Financial freedom is a phrase that is used often, but many people misunderstand what it truly means. Some believe it means becoming incredibly rich. Others think it means never having to work again. While those outcomes may be possible for some, true financial freedom is much broader than simply having a large bank account. Financial freedom is the ability to live life on your own terms without constantly worrying about money. It means having enough income, savings, and investments to comfortably cover your needs, prepare for unexpected events, and pursue the goals and experiences that matter most to you. It gives you choices, the choice to change careers, start a business, spend more time with your family, retire with dignity, or simply enjoy peace of mind knowing that your finances are under control. Unfortunately, millions of people struggle to achieve this level of freedom. Many live paycheck to paycheck regardless of how much they earn. Others find themselves trapped by debt, unexpected expenses, poor financial habits, or a lack of long-term planning. In many cases, the problem is not a lack of income but a lack of financial education. Schools often teach us how to earn a living, but very few teach us how to build wealth, manage money wisely, or create financial security that lasts for decades. One of the biggest mistakes people make is believing that earning more money automatically leads to becoming wealthy. While increasing your income is certainly important, it is only one part of the equation. Wealth is not determined by how much you earn, it is determined by how much you keep, how wisely you manage it, and how effectively you put your money to work for you. Many people with high salaries struggle financially because their spending rises as quickly as their income, while others with more modest incomes quietly build substantial wealth through discipline, patience, and consistent investing. The encouraging news is that financial freedom is not reserved for the lucky few. It is built through a series of intentional decisions that almost anyone can begin making today. You do not need to know everything before you start. You do not need to have a perfect financial situation. What you need is a clear plan, a willingness to learn, and a commitment to follow that plan consistently over time. Throughout this audiobook, we will explore 7 practical steps that form a roadmap toward financial freedom. Each step builds upon the previous one, creating a strong financial foundation that becomes more powerful with time. You will learn how to take control of your finances, eliminate harmful debt, prepare for emergencies, increase your income, invest for long-term growth, protect the wealth you build, and ultimately create lasting financial independence. These principles are simple, but they are not always easy. They require discipline, patience, and consistency. The good news is that every small improvement you make today can create significant results in the future. Every dollar you save, every debt you eliminate, every new skill you develop, and every smart investment you make moves you one step closer to the life you want. As you listen to this audiobook, don't think about changing your entire financial life overnight. Instead, focus on learning one lesson at a time and applying it consistently. Financial freedom is not achieved through one giant leap, it is achieved through thousands of smart decisions made day after day, month after month, and year after year. Now, let's begin with the first step on your journey to financial freedom, taking complete control of your finances. Chapter 1, Step 1, Take complete control of your finances. Every journey toward financial freedom begins with one important decision, taking complete responsibility for your financial life. This may sound simple, but it is one of the hardest steps for many people. It's easy to blame the economy, inflation, low wages, rising living costs, or past financial mistakes. While these challenges are real, focusing on what we cannot control keeps us stuck. Financial freedom begins when we shift our attention to the choices we can make every day. Taking control of your finances means accepting that your financial future is ultimately your responsibility. Regardless of where you are today, you have the power to improve your situation through better decisions, consistent habits, and a willingness to learn. The first step is understanding exactly where your money goes. Many people know how much they earn, but they have no idea how much they spend each month or where that money disappears. Small purchases may seem insignificant on their own, but over weeks, months, and years, they can quietly consume thousands of dollars or rand without providing lasting value. For 1 month, challenge yourself to track every expense. Write down everything you spend money on, whether it's rent, groceries, transportation, entertainment, subscriptions, coffee, or online shopping. Every expense matters because every dollar has a purpose. At first, this exercise may surprise you. You might discover recurring subscriptions you forgot about, unnecessary impulse purchases, or spending habits that don't align with your long-term goals. Awareness is the first step toward improvement. You cannot change what you do not measure. Once you understand your spending habits, it's time to create a realistic monthly budget. A budget is not designed to restrict your freedom. In fact, it does the opposite. A good budget gives your money direction instead of allowing it to disappear without purpose. It helps you decide in advance where each dollar will go, ensuring that your financial priorities are met before unnecessary spending takes place. Begin by listing your total monthly income. Then subtract your essential expenses, including housing, food, transportation, insurance, utilities, and other necessities. After covering these obligations, allocate money toward saving, investing, paying down debt, and achieving your financial goals. Finally, leave room for entertainment and personal enjoyment so that your budget remains sustainable over the long term. Remember, the best budget is not the most complicated one. It is the one you can consistently follow. Financial discipline is built through small daily choices rather than dramatic sacrifices. Every time you choose to save instead of overspend, every time you stick to your budget instead of making an impulse purchase, you strengthen your financial habits. Discipline often becomes easier with practice. What feels difficult today can become second nature over time. Just as athletes train their bodies through repetition, financially successful people train themselves to make wise money decisions consistently. Another important habit is reviewing your finances regularly. Set aside time each week or month to review your income, expenses, savings, debts, and progress toward your goals. These regular check-ins help you identify problems early and make adjustments before small issues become major setbacks. It's also important to separate your needs from your wants. Needs are the essentials required for daily living, such as food, shelter, transportation, healthcare, and utilities. Wants are the extras that make life more enjoyable but are not necessary for survival. There is nothing wrong with enjoying your money, but problems arise when wants consistently take priority over long-term financial security. People who achieve financial freedom understand delayed gratification. They are willing to postpone today's pleasures in exchange for greater opportunities tomorrow. Instead of buying everything they can afford today, they invest in a future where money works for them instead of the other way around. As your financial awareness grows, you'll begin making smarter decisions almost automatically. You'll notice unnecessary expenses before they happen. You'll think carefully before making major purchases. You'll become more intentional with every financial decision. This first step may not seem exciting compared to investing or building passive income, but it is the foundation upon which everything else is built. Without financial control, even a high income can disappear quickly. With financial discipline, even an average income can become the starting point for lasting wealth. Financial freedom is not built by chance. It is built through consistent, intentional decisions made every single day. As we move to the next chapter, we'll tackle one of the biggest obstacles standing between many people and financial freedom, bad debt, and how eliminating it can dramatically accelerate your journey toward lasting wealth. Chapter 2, Step 2, Eliminate Bad Debt. Once you have taken control of your finances, the next step toward financial freedom is eliminating bad debt. Debt is one of the biggest obstacles preventing people from building wealth. It quietly consumes income, limits opportunities, creates stress, and delays financial progress. While not all debt is harmful, understanding the difference between good debt and bad debt is essential if you want to achieve long-term financial success. Good debt is money borrowed to acquire something that has the potential to increase in value or generate income over time. Examples may include financing a profitable business, purchasing an investment property that produces positive cash flow, or investing in education that significantly increases your earning potential. While these forms of debt still carry risks, they can provide long-term financial benefits when managed wisely. Bad debt, on the other hand, is debt used to purchase depreciating assets or finance a lifestyle that exceeds your income. Credit card balances with high interest rates, expensive consumer loans, unnecessary vehicle financing, and borrowing money for luxury purchases often fall into this category. These debts rarely produce income, yet they require monthly payments that reduce your ability to save and invest. High-interest debt is especially dangerous because it works against you in the same way compound interest can work for investors. Instead of your money growing over time, your debt grows. Interest accumulates month after month, making it increasingly difficult to escape if only minimum payments are made. Imagine carrying a large credit card balance with a high interest rate. Every month you delay paying it off, a portion of your income goes toward interest instead of building your future. That money could have been invested, saved for emergencies, or used to create additional income streams. Instead, it becomes a cost of borrowing. One of the most effective ways to eliminate debt is to create a clear repayment strategy. The first method is often called the debt snowball. This approach involves paying off your smallest debt first while continuing to make minimum payments on all other debts. Once the smallest balance is eliminated, you apply that payment toward the next smallest debt. As each debt disappears, your momentum grows, giving you confidence and motivation to continue. Another popular strategy is the debt avalanche. With this method, you focus on paying off the debt with the highest interest rate first while making minimum payments on the rest. Once the highest interest debt is eliminated, you move to the next highest. This approach often saves more money in interest over the long term. Neither strategy is universally better than the other. The best repayment plan is the one you can follow consistently until every bad debt has been eliminated. As you pay off debt, avoid creating new debt whenever possible. This requires changing spending habits and resisting the temptation to finance purchases you cannot comfortably afford. Before buying something on credit, ask yourself whether the purchase will genuinely improve your financial future or simply provide temporary satisfaction. Learning to delay gratification is one of the most valuable financial skills you can develop. Instead of purchasing immediately, consider saving for the item over time. Not only will you avoid paying interest, but you may also discover that you no longer want the purchase by the time you have saved enough money. Living below your means is another powerful habit that supports debt elimination. Many people increase their spending every time their income rises. They buy a larger home, finance a more expensive vehicle, or upgrade their lifestyle before building financial security. This pattern, often called lifestyle inflation, keeps people trapped in a cycle where higher earnings never lead to greater wealth. Financially successful people often make a different choice. Even as their income increases, they continue living modestly, directing the extra money toward paying off debt, building savings, investing, and creating long-term financial stability. Their goal is not to impress others but to strengthen their financial future. It is also important to remember that becoming debt-free does not happen overnight. Depending on your situation, it may take months or even years of disciplined effort. There will be moments when progress feels slow, but every payment brings you closer to financial independence. Celebrate small victories along the way. Every loan you pay off, every credit card balance you reduce, and every month you avoid unnecessary borrowing is evidence that you are moving in the right direction. These small wins build confidence and reinforce positive financial habits. Imagine what your life could look like without the burden of bad debt. Instead of sending large portions of your income to lenders every month, you could direct that money toward building investments, growing your emergency fund, supporting your family, or pursuing opportunities that once seemed out of reach. Eliminating bad debt is not simply about reducing monthly payments. It is about creating freedom. It gives you greater flexibility, reduces financial stress, and allows your income to work for your future instead of paying for your past. With your finances under control and bad debt steadily disappearing, you are ready for the next step on the path to financial freedom, building an emergency fund that protects you from life's unexpected challenges and provides a solid foundation for lasting financial security. Chapter 3, Step 3, Build an Emergency Fund. After taking control of your finances and making a plan to eliminate bad debt, the next essential step toward financial freedom is building an emergency fund. Life is unpredictable. No matter how carefully you plan, unexpected events will happen. Your car may need expensive repairs. A medical emergency could arise. You may lose your job, experience a reduction in income, or face unexpected home maintenance costs. These situations are not a matter of if, they are usually a matter of when. The difference between financial stability and financial crisis often comes down to one thing: preparation. An emergency fund is money set aside specifically for unexpected expenses. It is not money for holidays, shopping, entertainment, or luxury purchases. It is your financial safety net, designed to protect you when life takes an unexpected turn. Without an emergency fund, many people are forced to rely on credit cards, personal loans, or borrowing money from family and friends whenever something goes wrong. This often leads to even more debt, making it harder to achieve financial freedom. An emergency fund breaks that cycle. Instead of creating new debt every time an unexpected expense appears, you can confidently pay for it using money you have already saved. This gives you peace of mind and allows you to recover from setbacks without damaging your long-term financial goals. So how much should you save? A good starting goal is to build a small emergency fund that can cover minor unexpected expenses. Once you've achieved that, work towards saving enough to cover 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses. Your essential expenses include housing, food, utilities, transportation, insurance, and other necessary monthly costs. If your employment is less stable or your income varies significantly, you may choose to save even more to provide additional security. Remember that building an emergency fund is a process. You don't need to save several months' worth of expenses overnight. Start with what you can afford. Even saving a small amount each week or month creates momentum and develops the habit of consistent saving. Consistency is far more important than the amount you begin with. For example, setting aside a small percentage of every paycheck may not seem significant at first. But over time, those regular contributions grow into a substantial financial cushion. The habit of saving consistently is often more valuable than occasional large deposits. Automation can make this process even easier. If possible, arrange for a portion of your income to be transferred automatically into a separate savings account every time you are paid. By treating your savings like a regular monthly bill, you remove the temptation to spend the money elsewhere. One of the biggest mistakes people make is keeping their emergency fund in the same account they use for everyday spending. When your savings are easily accessible, it's tempting to use them for non-emergency purchases. Instead, keep your emergency fund in a separate savings account where it remains safe, accessible when truly needed, and less likely to be spent impulsively. It's also important to understand what qualifies as a genuine emergency. An emergency is an unexpected, necessary expense that cannot reasonably be delayed. Replacing a broken water heater, paying medical bills, repairing your vehicle so you can get to work, or covering essential living expenses during temporary unemployment are examples of legitimate emergencies. Buying the latest smartphone, taking an unplanned holiday, or upgrading your television are not emergencies. Using your emergency fund for discretionary spending defeats its purpose and leaves you financially vulnerable when real challenges arise. An emergency fund provides more than financial protection, it also provides emotional security. Money problems are one of the leading causes of stress in many people's lives. Knowing that you have money set aside for unexpected situations reduces anxiety and gives you confidence during difficult times. Instead of panicking when an emergency occurs, you can focus on solving the problem because you have already prepared for it. This peace of mind is one of the hidden benefits of financial freedom. Wealth is not only measured by the size of your investments but also by the security and confidence your finances provide. As your emergency fund grows, resist the temptation to stop saving. Financial freedom is built through ongoing habits, not one-time achievements. Continue contributing regularly, even after reaching your initial goal, while balancing your other financial priorities such as investing and paying off debt. Remember, every successful financial plan is built on a strong foundation. Your emergency fund is one of the pillars of that foundation. It protects the progress you've already made and prevents temporary setbacks from becoming long-term financial disasters. By preparing today for the unexpected challenges of tomorrow, you place yourself in a position of strength rather than vulnerability. Now that you have established financial discipline, begun eliminating bad debt, and built a financial safety net, it's time to focus on the next step toward financial freedom, increasing your income and expanding your ability to create wealth. Chapter 4, Step 4, Increase your income. By this point in your financial journey, you've taken control of your spending, begun eliminating bad debt, and built an emergency fund to protect yourself from life's unexpected challenges. These are essential foundations, but if you want to accelerate your journey toward financial freedom, there is another step you cannot ignore: increasing your income. There is a limit to how much you can reduce your expenses, but there is virtually no limit to how much you can increase your ability to earn. While budgeting and saving are important, building wealth becomes much easier when your income continues to grow over time. Many people spend years focusing only on cutting costs. They skip small pleasures, search for discounts, and reduce spending wherever possible. Although these habits are valuable, financial freedom is often achieved faster by increasing what comes in rather than constantly reducing what goes out. One of the greatest investments you can ever make is investing in yourself. Your knowledge, skills, experience, and character are valuable assets that can generate income for the rest of your life. Unlike material possessions that lose value over time, your abilities can continue to grow and produce greater financial opportunities. Ask yourself what skills are in demand in today's economy. Perhaps it's learning sales, digital marketing, programming, accounting, graphic design, project management, public speaking, or leadership. Every new skill you master increases your value in the marketplace and creates opportunities to earn more. Commit yourself to becoming a lifelong learner. Read books about business and personal finance. Listen to educational audiobooks and podcasts. Take online courses. Attend workshops and seminars. Learn from people who have already achieved the results you want. The more knowledge you acquire, the more opportunities you create for yourself. Your career is another area where increasing your income is possible. Don't settle for remaining in the same position year after year if opportunities for advancement exist. Look for ways to improve your performance, take on additional responsibilities, earn professional certifications, and demonstrate leadership. Employees who consistently provide value are often the ones who receive promotions, bonuses, and salary increases. If your current career offers limited opportunities for growth, don't be afraid to explore new paths. Sometimes the greatest increase in income comes from changing industries, learning a new trade, or pursuing a profession with greater long-term potential. In today's world, starting a side hustle has become one of the most effective ways to increase income. A side hustle is simply an activity outside your primary job that generates additional income. It could involve freelancing, consulting, tutoring, photography, graphic design, creating online content, selling products, offering local services, or building an online business. The goal is not necessarily to replace your primary income immediately. Instead, it's to create an additional stream of income that can be used to pay off debt, increase savings, invest, or eventually become a full-time business if you choose. Many successful entrepreneurs began their businesses while working full-time jobs. They used evenings, weekends, and spare time to build something that eventually created financial independence. Another powerful principle is creating multiple streams of income. Relying on a single source of income can be risky. If that income suddenly disappears because of job loss, illness, or economic changes, your financial stability may be threatened. Building multiple income streams creates greater security and flexibility. These income sources might include your salary, business profits, rental income, dividends from investments, royalties, freelance work, or income generated from digital products. Over time, these streams can work together to strengthen your financial position and reduce your dependence on any one source. As your income increases, it is important to avoid lifestyle inflation. Lifestyle inflation occurs when your spending rises every time your income increases. Instead of becoming wealthier, you simply become more expensive to maintain. For example, someone receives a promotion and immediately buys a more expensive car, moves into a larger house, and upgrades every part of their lifestyle. Although they earn more money than before, they save no more than they did previously. Financially successful people often make a different choice. When their income increases, they continue living below their means. They invest the difference, pay off debt faster, grow their emergency fund, or purchase assets that generate future income. This allows their wealth to grow steadily over time rather than disappearing through unnecessary spending. Remember that income alone does not create wealth. Many high-income earners struggle financially because they spend everything they make. At the same time, many people with moderate incomes quietly build impressive wealth through disciplined saving and investing. The key is combining increased income with wise financial management. As your earning ability grows, continue following the habits you've already developed. Maintain your budget. Avoid unnecessary debt. Save consistently. Invest for the future. Allow each increase in income to strengthen your financial foundation instead of simply funding a more expensive lifestyle. Increasing your income also gives you something even more valuable than money: options. It provides the opportunity to invest in your future, support your family, pursue meaningful work, give generously to causes you believe in, and enjoy greater freedom over how you spend your time. Financial freedom is built not only by controlling expenses but also by expanding your ability to create value for others. The more problems you solve, the more people you help, and the more value you provide, the greater your earning potential becomes. Now that you've strengthened your financial foundation and increased your ability to earn, you're ready for the next step on the path to financial freedom, learning how to invest for long-term wealth and allowing your money to begin working for you. Chapter 5, Step 5, Invest for long-term wealth. After taking control of your finances, eliminating bad debt, building an emergency fund, and increasing your income, you are ready for one of the most powerful steps on the journey to financial freedom: investing for long-term wealth. Many people believe that saving money alone is enough to become financially secure. While saving is an important habit, it has its limits. Money sitting in a savings account often grows slowly, and over time, inflation reduces its purchasing power. As the cost of goods and services increases, the money you save today may buy less in the future. This is why investing is so important. Investing allows your money to work for you instead of simply sitting idle. Rather than relying only on the income you earn from your job or business, investing creates the opportunity for your wealth to grow on its own over time. One of the greatest advantages investors have is the power of compound growth. Compound growth occurs when the returns on your investments begin generating returns of their own. In other words, your money earns money, and then that new money continues earning even more money. Over many years, this creates a snowball effect that can significantly increase your wealth. The earlier you begin investing, the more time compound growth has to work in your favor. Many people delay investing because they believe they need a large amount of money to get started. This is one of the biggest misconceptions about building wealth. The truth is that consistency is often more important than the size of your initial investment. Regularly investing a manageable amount every month can produce remarkable results over the long term. What matters most is developing the habit of investing consistently and allowing time to do the heavy lifting. There are many different types of investments, each with its own level of risk and potential reward. Some people invest in shares of companies, becoming partial owners of businesses that may grow in value over time. Others invest in diversified funds that spread investments across many companies, reducing risk through diversification. Real estate is another popular investment. Rental properties can provide ongoing income while also increasing in value over the long term. Some investors choose to own commercial property, residential property, or real estate investment funds. Others invest in bonds, which generally provide more stable returns but may offer slower growth than shares over long periods. Some entrepreneurs choose to invest in their own businesses. Expanding a successful business can generate returns that exceed many traditional investments, although it often involves greater effort and risk. No matter which investment path you choose, it is important to understand what you are investing in. Never invest simply because someone promises quick profits or guaranteed returns. Successful investors take time to learn before committing their money. They study opportunities, understand the risks involved, and make decisions based on knowledge rather than emotion. Managing risk is an essential part of investing. Every investment carries some degree of uncertainty. Markets rise and fall. Property values can fluctuate. Businesses experience challenges. The goal is not to eliminate risk entirely but to manage it wisely. One of the most effective ways to reduce risk is through diversification. Diversification means spreading your investments across different assets instead of placing all your money into a single investment. If one investment performs poorly, others may perform well, helping to balance your overall portfolio. Patience is another characteristic shared by successful investors. Many people become discouraged when markets decline or investments temporarily lose value. They panic, sell too early, and miss the opportunity to benefit when markets recover. Long-term investors understand that temporary setbacks are a normal part of investing. Rather than reacting emotionally to short-term market movements, they remain focused on their long-term financial goals. This long-term perspective separates investors from speculators. Speculators often chase quick profits by trying to predict short-term price movements. Investors, however, focus on owning quality assets for many years, allowing time and compound growth to produce meaningful results. It is also important to continue investing during different stages of the economy. Some people wait for the perfect time to invest. Unfortunately, no one can consistently predict market highs and lows. Waiting for perfect conditions often results in missed opportunities. Instead, many successful investors invest consistently regardless of market conditions. By contributing regularly over time, they avoid trying to time the market and benefit from long-term growth. As your investments begin to grow, resist the temptation to spend every gain. Allow your earnings to remain invested whenever possible. Reinvesting your returns gives compound growth even greater power and helps accelerate your progress toward financial freedom. Remember that investing is not about getting rich quickly. It is about building wealth steadily through patience, discipline, and wise decision-making. Small, consistent investments made over many years often outperform attempts to achieve overnight success. Financial freedom is built through long-term thinking. Every investment you make today is a gift to your future self. Every dollar you invest has the potential to grow, generate additional income, and move you closer to the life you want. By allowing your money to work for you instead of depending solely on your own labor, you begin creating a financial future that is more secure, more flexible, and more independent. Now that you understand how to build wealth through investing, the next step is learning how to protect the wealth you have worked so hard to create, ensuring that your financial future remains secure for years to come. Chapter 6, Step 6, Protect Your Wealth. Building wealth is an incredible achievement, but creating wealth is only half the journey. The other half is protecting what you have worked so hard to build. Many people spend years increasing their income, paying off debt, saving diligently, and investing wisely, only to experience major financial setbacks because they failed to protect their assets. An unexpected event, poor planning, or a costly mistake can erase years of progress if proper safeguards are not in place. Financial freedom is not just about accumulating wealth, it is about preserving it for the future. The first part of protecting your wealth is understanding financial risk. Every aspect of life involves some level of uncertainty. Illness, accidents, natural disasters, theft, lawsuits, business challenges, and economic downturns can all have significant financial consequences. While it is impossible to eliminate every risk, it is possible to prepare for many of them. Preparation allows you to recover from setbacks without destroying your long-term financial plan. One of the most effective ways to manage financial risk is through insurance. Insurance exists to protect you from financial losses that would otherwise be difficult or impossible to absorb on your own. Depending on your circumstances, this may include health insurance, vehicle insurance, home insurance, life insurance, disability insurance, or business insurance. Although paying insurance premiums may sometimes feel like an unnecessary expense, it is often far less costly than paying for a major financial loss entirely out of your own pocket. The purpose of insurance is not to make you wealthy. Its purpose is to prevent one unexpected event from causing financial devastation. As your wealth grows, reviewing your insurance coverage regularly becomes increasingly important. Your financial situation changes over time, and your protection should change with it. Another essential part of protecting your wealth is estate planning. Many people spend decades building assets but never create a plan for what will happen to those assets after they pass away. Without proper planning, families may face unnecessary legal complications, delays, taxes, and conflict. A well-prepared estate plan helps ensure that your assets are distributed according to your wishes. It also provides clarity for your loved ones during what is often a difficult time. Creating a valid will is one of the simplest and most important steps you can take. It allows you to decide how your property and assets should be distributed rather than leaving those decisions to the legal system. Depending on your financial situation, you may also consider seeking professional advice regarding trusts, tax planning, and business succession planning to protect your wealth for future generations. Protecting your wealth also means protecting yourself from financial scams. Unfortunately, as technology advances, financial fraud has become increasingly sophisticated. Scammers often promise guaranteed returns, secret investment opportunities, or risk-free profits that seem too good to be true. In nearly every case, if something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Before investing your money or sharing personal financial information, take time to verify the legitimacy of the opportunity. Research the company, ask questions, read independent reviews, and avoid making decisions under pressure. Scammers often rely on urgency, encouraging people to act immediately before they have time to think. Wise investors do the opposite. They slow down, gather information, and make decisions carefully. Another way to protect your wealth is by maintaining proper financial records. Keep important documents organized, including bank statements, investment records, insurance policies, tax documents, property records, and legal paperwork. Good record keeping not only simplifies financial management but also makes it easier to respond quickly if problems arise. As your investments grow, continue reviewing your financial plan regularly. Life changes. Your goals may evolve. Markets fluctuate. New opportunities emerge. By reviewing your finances at least once or twice a year, you can make adjustments that keep your financial plan aligned with your long-term objectives. Protecting your wealth also involves protecting your earning ability. Your greatest financial asset is often not your investments but your ability to generate income. Continue developing your skills, maintaining your health, building professional relationships, and adapting to changes in the economy. The more valuable you remain in the marketplace, the stronger your long-term financial position becomes. Perhaps one of the most overlooked aspects of protecting wealth is maintaining humility. History is filled with people who accumulated great fortunes only to lose them through overconfidence, reckless spending, excessive debt, or poor financial decisions. Financial success should never lead to complacency. Continue living below your means. Continue learning. Continue making thoughtful decisions. The habits that helped you build wealth are the same habits that will help you preserve it. Finally, remember that true wealth extends beyond money. Strong relationships, good health, integrity, wisdom, and peace of mind are all forms of wealth that deserve protection as well. Financial success should enhance your life, not consume it. The ultimate goal is not simply to have more money but to enjoy greater freedom, greater security, and greater opportunities to live a meaningful life. By protecting your wealth wisely, you ensure that the progress you have made today continues benefiting you and your family for many years to come. With your financial foundation firmly established, there is now just one final step remaining on your journey to financial freedom, building lasting wealth that provides long-term independence, passive income, and a legacy for future generations. Chapter 7, Step 7, Build Lasting Financial Freedom. You have now reached the final step on the journey toward financial freedom. Throughout this audiobook, you have learned how to take control of your finances, eliminate bad debt, build an emergency fund, increase your income, invest for long-term growth, and protect the wealth you create. These 6 steps establish a strong financial foundation. The 7th step is about bringing everything together to create lasting financial freedom that can endure for the rest of your life. Financial freedom is not a destination where learning stops or good habits come to an end. It is an ongoing lifestyle built on wise decisions, patience, and consistency. Once you have created wealth, your focus shifts from simply earning money to creating a life where your money continually works for you. One of the most important goals is building reliable sources of passive income. Passive income is money that continues to come in with little day-to-day effort after the initial work or investment has been made. While passive income often requires significant planning, effort, or capital up front, it has the potential to provide financial stability and greater freedom over time. Examples of passive income include rental property income, dividends from investments, royalties from books or creative works, income from digital products, profits from businesses that operate without your constant involvement, or interest earned on certain investments. The objective is simple: gradually build enough passive income so that it covers your essential living expenses. When your investments and assets generate enough income to support your lifestyle, you become less dependent on exchanging your time directly for money. This does not necessarily mean you will stop working. Many financially free people continue working because they enjoy what they do, not because they have no other choice. Financial freedom gives you the ability to choose how you spend your time rather than allowing financial pressure to make those decisions for you. As your wealth grows, it is important to continue living below your means. One of the greatest dangers after achieving financial success is believing that higher income justifies unlimited spending. It is easy to fall into the trap of constantly upgrading your lifestyle, buying larger homes, more expensive vehicles, luxury items, and other possessions simply because you can afford them. However, many truly wealthy people continue to live modestly even after achieving financial success. They understand that wealth is measured not by what you spend but by what you own, what you invest, and what continues producing income for the future. By maintaining financial discipline, you give your investments more time to grow and your passive income more opportunity to expand. Long-term financial freedom also requires setting clear goals. Goals provide direction for your financial decisions. Without goals, it is easy to spend money without purpose or drift away from your long-term vision. Take time to identify what financial freedom means to you personally. Perhaps you want to retire comfortably. Maybe you dream of starting a business, traveling the world, helping your children attend university without debt, supporting charitable causes, or leaving behind a financial legacy for future generations. Once your goals are clear, break them into smaller milestones. Review your progress regularly and celebrate each achievement along the way. Every milestone reached is evidence that your consistent efforts are producing results. Another essential habit is continuing your financial education. The world constantly changes. New technologies emerge. Investment opportunities evolve. Tax laws change. Markets fluctuate. Successful people never assume they know everything. Continue reading books, listening to educational audiobooks, learning from experienced investors and entrepreneurs, and improving your financial knowledge throughout your life. The more you learn, the better equipped you become to make wise financial decisions and adapt to changing circumstances. Remember that financial freedom is not only about personal success. As your financial position improves, you also gain the opportunity to positively impact the lives of others. You may choose to support your family, mentor young entrepreneurs, contribute to charitable organizations, invest in your community, or help others develop healthy financial habits. Money becomes a tool that allows you to create opportunities not only for yourself but also for the people around you. One of the greatest forms of financial success is leaving a legacy. A financial legacy is more than passing on money. It includes passing on wisdom, values, discipline, generosity, and sound financial habits to future generations. Teach your children and grandchildren the principles of budgeting, saving, investing, hard work, and responsible money management. The knowledge you pass on may prove even more valuable than the wealth itself. Above all, remember that financial freedom is a journey, not a race. There will be seasons when progress feels fast and others when it feels slow. Markets may decline. Unexpected expenses may arise. Opportunities may come and go. What matters most is remaining committed to the principles you have learned. Stay disciplined during difficult times. Stay humble during successful times. Stay patient when results seem slow. And never stop investing in yourself and your future. Every wise financial decision you make today creates opportunities tomorrow. Every dollar saved, every investment made, every debt avoided, and every skill developed brings you one step closer to a life of greater security, freedom, and peace of mind. The 7 steps you have learned throughout this audiobook are not temporary strategies. They are lifelong principles that, when practiced consistently, can transform your financial future. Now, let's conclude by reviewing these powerful principles and discussing how you can begin applying them today to move confidently toward lasting financial freedom. Conclusion. Congratulations on completing 7 steps to financial freedom. Over the course of this audiobook, we've explored a practical roadmap for building lasting wealth and achieving greater financial independence. While each step is powerful on its own, their true strength comes from applying them together, consistently, over many years. Let's briefly review the 7 steps. The first step was to take complete control of your finances. You learned that financial success begins with accepting responsibility for your money, creating a budget, tracking your spending, and building the discipline to make intentional financial decisions. The second step was to eliminate bad debt. High-interest debt can prevent you from building wealth by consuming money that could otherwise be invested in your future. By developing a repayment strategy and living below your means, you can steadily remove one of the greatest barriers to financial freedom. The third step was to build an emergency fund. Life is unpredictable, but financial emergencies don't have to become financial disasters. A well-funded emergency account provides security, reduces stress, and protects the progress you've worked so hard to achieve. The fourth step was to increase your income. There is a limit to how much you can reduce your expenses, but there is tremendous potential to increase your earning ability. By developing valuable skills, pursuing new opportunities, and creating multiple income streams, you expand your capacity to build wealth. The fifth step was to invest for long-term wealth. Saving is important, but investing allows your money to grow through the power of compound returns. Patient, disciplined investing gives your money the opportunity to work for you year after year. The sixth step was to protect your wealth. Building wealth takes time, but protecting it requires wisdom. Proper planning, managing risk, maintaining insurance where appropriate, avoiding scams, and organizing your financial affairs help preserve what you've built for yourself and your family. Finally, the seventh step was to build lasting financial freedom. This means creating passive income, continuing to learn, living below your means, setting meaningful goals, and building a legacy that extends beyond money. These 7 principles are not shortcuts to overnight success. They are timeless habits practiced by financially successful people around the world. They require patience, consistency, discipline, and a long-term perspective. Remember, financial freedom is not measured only by the amount of money you have. It is measured by the choices you have, the peace of mind you experience, and the confidence that comes from knowing your financial future is becoming more secure. Don't feel overwhelmed by trying to change everything at once. Instead, begin with one step. Then another. Small, consistent actions performed over many years produce extraordinary results. The decision to budget this month, pay off one debt, save a portion of your income, invest regularly, or learn a new skill may seem small today. But those decisions compound over time, just as investments do. Your future financial success will not be determined by what you know alone. It will be determined by what you consistently do. The best time to begin was yesterday. The second best time is today. Take action, remain patient, stay disciplined, and trust the process. Every positive financial decision moves you closer to the freedom, security, and opportunities you deserve. Thank you for listening to 7 Steps to Financial Freedom here on Money Mastery Audiobooks. If you found this audiobook valuable, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss future audiobooks designed to help you build wealth, improve your financial knowledge, and achieve lasting success. If you believe someone else could benefit from these principles, share this audiobook with your family, friends, or anyone who is working toward a better financial future. A single lesson can change a person's mindset, and a changed mindset can transform an entire life. Remember, wealth is not built by luck. It is built through consistent action, wise decisions, continuous learning, and the patience to stay committed to your goals. No matter where you are today, your financial future is still being written. Every budget you create, every debt you pay off, every investment you make, and every skill you develop is another step toward the life you want. Keep learning. Keep growing. Keep investing in yourself. And never stop pursuing financial freedom. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you in the next Money Mastery audiobook.